and design. Cross-forming armies crossing every line. Mind sharper than the sharpest blade. In the shadows his empire is made. Blueprints scattered on his dim-lit desk. A genius born to be grotesque. They call him mad, but he sees clear. His logic burning like the brightest flare. Blueprints scattered on his dim-lit desk. A genius born to be grotesque. They call him mad, but he sees clear. His logic burning like the brightest flare. Genius and madness walking hand in hand, drawing battles like lines in the sand. He's the master of the unseen plan. Dr. Brainiac, the unmatched man. Soldiers weep as they fall in dread. Tangled up in webs the doctor spread. Whispering legends of his cruel rep. His mind no one can step. Scheme so deep like an endless pit. Morality lost, just a perfect fit. He's painting history in shades of gray. Where rules are broken, he paves the way. Blueprints and madness walking hand in hand, drawing battles like lines in the sand. He's the master of the unseen plan. Dr. Brainiac, the unmatched man. Soldiers weep as they fall in dread. Tangled up in webs the doctor spread. Whispering legends of his cruel rep. In his mind no one can step. Step.
Hello, hello. So, we just got done watching the CN stream. I was actually watching it live, so it ended a few hours ago, but always some stuff I got to do between when stuff like that is going on, and obviously there was no point in me doing some sort of like live stream watch along whatever with that. I was just watching Kukikaze's stream, which might not have been might not have been the best quality because I didn't know he was going to do like a thing in a hotel with so many other people, and I feel like we're losing a lot of frames over there, but that isn't too important because I can just go and watch rewatch it if I really need to see anything specific. But we did get some pretty big news. We got Crown Slayer coming out of NPC jail. Lapland Altar is all but confirmed. Well, no, it's literally confirmed. We sort of knew that was happening. If you follow this storyline, you can pretty much predict if a character is going to have an altar or not for a lot, for the most part. I mean, you can't. Sometimes they'll come out with altars that you won't be able to predict. That happens too. But every altar we've gotten. Every altar that's been heavily predicted we've gotten because of the story. So it was pretty obvious that they were going to do something with Texas's story since like day one, right? Like whenever they kind of set up this sort of mystery, and once they introduced the altar system and there was kind of a pattern for how they were going to do stuff, it was obvious that it was going to be a vehicle for character development. And at the end of Il Circusano, it was super obvious that Lapland had to get an altar because there was like major plot development, like with Lapland's character. So this was not entirely unexpected. Suzerain's mom, that was a little unexpected. I don't think any of us predicted that because she was, presumed dead, I guess we'll say in the story. But dying off screen, it's like in Dragon Ball whenever there's smoke. If there's smoke, they're not dead. That's the rule, the anime rule, the shonen rule. Anyways, so that was cool. They also showed off updates to the base. So I'm looking forward to that because that's been a common complaint to be able to like swap in and out whole teams of guys in here and like save groups so that you don't have to like pick out the operators that you need in your Rick teams. That makes some of the more convoluted combos easier to manage. And also I'm recording this live onto my hard drive like a rough cut as well because I'm going to try and capture some footage for another video that I'm working on. Obviously, I am going to be playing it live and streaming at the same time, but I want to have higher quality footage. I don't want to have to like go into the stream and pop out like a section of it at stream quality. I'm not especially happy with YouTube's quality for streaming, but I think everyone kind of has the same problem. I know Asmongold complains about Twitch quality when he's playing games like Final Fantasy 16 or whatever, and obviously there's always a bit of an issue when it comes to how you compress things and deliver things in a near real time environment, and also get quality. And even if you take compute out of the equation, there's also just like the raw data. So I don't plan on making the stream too long because I don't want my file to be like terabytes big. But I do hope to get here's the thing. It takes me about, I don't know, 30-40 minutes or something like that because I'm not like speed running or whatnot, and I'm at a point where I have like the ideal squad to go in for two things. I might be able to get footage for both W and a video with Hoederer on this run, and it's the Phantom boss in IS2. And if I fuck it up, then I either have to do the whole thing over again or rethink what I want to do, or if it just doesn't end up being as good as I hope it is. Like if I can't think of a creative way to use the footage that I get and I end up scrapping the idea. So we're going to do that live, and hopefully I don't freak out about it. Like hopefully I'll just do it once and I'll get exactly what I need in both cases, and I can chop that section out for other videos. And then I also mentioned pulls because I believe we have 2 in the bank. Yeah, so we got enough for to be able to hit the guarantee on the current banner, and so we're just going to do that right now. We are going to go hit the guarantee on this banner, and again, I don't really care too much what I get if it's a 6-star. I do actually really care what I get for 5-star and below. So if we're extremely lucky, we'll get a freaking Vanguard. Mouse pot is helpful, but not necessary. Let's see here. Another 4-star. May. Again, that might be helpful at some point in the future, but right now, completely unnecessary. Three-star. Doesn't matter. All irrelevant. Oh, this is giving us green certs. I gotta mention something with that too. More mouse. Jeez, they are giving. That's giving us mouse. Areen, he has potential, and to be honest, Areen might have been in some ways a better option than Lapland because we can control the skill activation. Well, here goes our guarantee. Boo! Come on! Oh my god! I need a freaking Vanguard that's decent. Like, can I trade that for a Texas? Come on. Austa. I'm not going to build an Austa. It would have been nice if we at least got the attack or the talent. Oh, well. Well, that was a wash. Austa. How dare you. Arene. I will kind of talk about Arene being good for new accounts, especially if people aren't going to get a Lapland with their 5-star vouchers. He is very Lapland-like because he has this range expands, attack no longer deal reduced damage, it's a multiplicative damage bonus as arts to 2 targets. So very, very similar to Lapland, but the biggest difference is that it's a manual skill and auto recovery, right? So you're not beholden to the offensive charge, and you're not beholden to the auto activation that Lapland has. Lapland gets better stats and has the silence, whereas they do prioritize attacking drones, which actually would probably be pretty useful in the current like where I'm stuck in Annihilation. So, Arene's a good option. I would say nearly mandatory to build, but you can get away with building a Midnight in a pinch because Midnight only does the single target, but he also has the option for arts, and his talent is really good. So he has basically the same talent as Cruz, and when you get him to E155, this goes up to 20%. At max pot, this is 160. So he literally has the same talent as Cruz. But the reason why that's good is because it stacks with this, but it also just procs on his normal attacks. So even though his stats don't look all that good, when you just look at his raw stats, and his skill is pretty generic and has a long cooldown. When you combine kind of his whole kit together for a 3-star, he can do more than people kind of realize, unless you're a 3-star guide maker like Kyo. I think Kyo was literally the guy that got people to build Midnight, because I think most people just wrote him off in the early days. They just thought he was shit, and because Kyo was a guide maker and he built all the 3-stars and was using them for guides, like early on, he was talking about building Midnight and how he's useful. And like I still see people using, like, it blows my mind how many people, if you're going to build one guard and it's between Midnight and Papacar, it should be no contest. But I still see a lot of people like taking Papacar into IS4, which blows my mind because Midnight, like, you need versatility more than you need, even if you're doing some weird DPS calculations or whatnot. And Centurions that cannot get 3 block, in my opinion, are not really, like, that's a huge minus. Like, Centurions are okay, but they're nothing special until E2. And the whole reason is because you get the 50% additional sort of theoretical DPS, because you're limited on how many targets you can attack by how many you can block. So the additional block gives you the utility of being less likely to leak, but it lets you damage 3 targets. And that applies, like, even to ones you're not blocking. So if you're just dealing additional damage, like for plays, it's like a huge deal. S2 at E1 and S2 at E2, even if you don't add any additional levels. So if you're talking level 80, skill level 7, the difference between E180 and E2 level 1, skill level 7, is monumental. Because that +1 range, being able to hit an additional target, it adds a lot, right? And even if you don't get the +1 range, it's still a big deal. So Papacar just straight up misses out on any of that. So I'm not really a big fan of using her or building her unless you really have to, because I just think there's, Like if you're gonna pick a guard, Midnight makes more sense long term. You can use him in all the ISs. He has the ability to hit drones. He blocks too, and he doesn't do multi-target damage. But that's why you have marksmen and casters and every other DPS in the game. That's also why you overlap your DPS. And single target damage is always more valuable than multi target because you don't always have the opportunity to hit multiple targets. So the quantity of time where you actually get your quote unquote full DPS on like Centurions, it's not 100%. And so that's why, single target casters tend to win out over multi target long term. That's why, how shall I say? A lot of well, I guess it depends. Once you get into like the 6-star popular DPS categories, a lot of them do multi target or AoE, like Milnar, Chalter, Aya S2, kind of Aya S3, Silver Ash. There's definitely a number of skills that really focus on the multi-target, and that's for that concept of like being able to activate a skill and screen wipe, right? But like the vast majority of operators are still by default single target, and then they might have that option that you save for when you need it. Because on the same merit, most of those operators have cooldowns on those skills and times where you're not getting that. And yeah, I mean, here's a good example is Arquetto versus Exousia. Most people still prefer Exousia simply because Exousia does all of her damage to single target. And so it's just raw throughput. Or even, Typhon. Why do people like Typhon S3? It's technically an AoE skill, a pseudo AoE skill. But not really. And it's the same with S2. Like they're like pseudo multi-target, but the intention isn't really to use them as a multi-target skill. And so there's always been like a more heavy priority on single target versus multi-target for the most part, with the exception of screen sweep skills and stuff like that. But yeah, we still aren't going to build Austa. Like, how crazy! I have an Austa, but I don't have a pine cone. Because who would be really good in the Annihilation that I'm on right now? Freaking Pinecone! Holy Jesus! Anyways, boo on that. We might have to build Weedy to hold us over for some of the crap we're getting. We've been pretty unfortunate on this account, all things considered. Like, I don't consider Arquetto unfortunate. What is unfortunate is our complete lack of a Myrtle or alternative vanguards to build. Like even Scavenger I didn't have for 2 weeks as a remote option. Like we only had Fang and I mean we didn't get Vanilla until like the second week. But Fang is still more DP efficient, and we are getting crunched a decent amount. I just like Vanilla better because she has better stats. And if you're going to keep a Vanguard on the board, Vanilla is a far better option. And we were limiting how much we were using Plume because we want Vigna, who we also still don't have. Took us forever to get a Gummy. Really, it kind of took us a long time to get Gravel, but luckily we got Ethan pretty quickly and just immediately built him because that made sense. And, even getting Weedy, we had already invested in Shaw to like the bare minimums because we didn't really have plans to rely on pushers a whole lot. And I got super lucky in a way with a top operator tag, but I got Weedy out of it, who I think is a good and underappreciated operator. So in a way, if I can get my base built out and build operators a bit more efficiently, it would be nice to get around to building her just so I can show off how she can be useful to new players in ways that, like, if you look at a tier list, aren't going to be obvious. So I think there's a good potential for making content and guides about using these operators that a lot of people just don't really know much about, because people might say, oh, pushers are extremely niche. So even though Weedy is the strongest pusher, people might not think of using her as like a Blaze surrogate or a Gaviel surrogate, but you totally can with her S2, which even has longer range than Blaze and a higher total attack at the same investment levels. So we're definitely going to build her, and this skill will become very, very powerful for us. The problem is we just don't have the goddamn resources. Actually, E1 is pretty cheap, but I have to farm the chips. The skills are. I can do that one. I can do that one too. Nice. The skills are like going up to skill level 7. We'll probably run into some issues the same way we did with Lumen because we need these. Oh, that reminds me of something else as well. And then, the levels also get more expensive as we go into E1 because for instance, if I wanted to, I can only push her to 3 more levels. So I was hoping to get Arketo's DPS a little bit further because we really need that in Annihilation. We probably need at least level 70 on her, like probably at least. For the hit points, she's done. She's like getting 1.5 tapped. She's just immediately getting deleted by the drones that appear. So I think her DPS is actually less important right now with levels. It's raw hit points because Perfumer doesn't even have the opportunity to get a heal off. So that's a problem. And I tried Lumen in the middle as opposed to Perfumer. That did not work as well. It's definitely Perfumer does better at the top, and she just needs to be able to survive and not get, one tapped. So yeah, that's another issue we're running into is not just DPS, but having enough hit points to not get killed before healers can do anything about it. Gummy can kind of help a little bit with that, but I lose a lot of DPS if I use her, and I just don't have the squad space for it. We just keep running out of squad space, and that is a huge freaking problem. Annihilation 3 is pretty unkind to new accounts. I think you're kind of I don't think you're intended to really get there as early as I did. I beat Annihilation 2 freakishly early, which was an achievement, I think. I wish I actually recorded that in higher quality. Like, I wish I did a capture like I'm doing with this one and not just a stream of that, because if I want to clip that section out, and if I recreate the run, like if I just do another run in that Annihilation, all my ops are going to be higher level, and it's not going to look as impressive. It's not going to be as nail biting as the victory that I had. So yeah, I really think we're not going to make it to the end of Annihilation 3 this week. There's just too many issues, and honestly, the biggest one is getting 1 and 2 tapped by the drones, the strong drones that appear in the later stages, and then also DPS wise, being able to kill the drones so that they don't leak. And yeah, what we really need is if we just had one more deployment slot, one more, so that I could have 4 lanes, right? The 2 range DPS, the 2 healers we need, the Vanguard, because the problem is I have to remove the Vanguard to have a fast redeploy, and then I stop generating DP, but I still need 1 other DPS. I need 1 more DPS on top of that, and the only way I'm going to get that is with levels, because there's, my skills are all at skill level 7 now. My 4 stars are capped out at E160, so there's no room for me to grow there. My trust bonuses are starting to get there. The only thing left to do is look at E2s or pushing the levels of the 5 and 6 stars. So obviously I can get some more tankiness out of Liskarm, a reasonable amount more tankiness to be honest, from defense going higher and max hit points. At E2 she even gets res All of that would be, and some cheap levels. All of that would be massively helpful. The levels aren't going to make too much of a difference because these aren't especially reliable unless like, here's an idea that I have Lumen. I can theoretically get Lumen to remove this stun and use this for arts damage. That might actually be a strategy that we have to lean on. And maybe I should just do this level, to be honest. Because we can't do Lumen, and I'll talk about that in a bit. We can't do this either. What's the gain on that? That's actually pretty substantial. 20%, so higher stun chances and damage, obviously. Do we get... We get tiny bit better cycle times. I'm guessing both of these skills become massively better with masteries, but practically, like, nobody masteries Liskarm. And we're probably not either. I could talk about that a bit, actually. I wasn't planning on making this too long, so I'll be quick. One of the reasons why I did not build Kuora and built Liskarm is even though Liskarm is more expensive, kind of, than Kuora to build, right? I have no intent, like, I wanted to use her multi-purpose for the SP battery, and I think that she has more long-term use cases because, like I said, we're not going to tank Patriot. Everything else is arts damage or true damage in Tallulah's case. And I think that's probably where... I don't even know if I'm going to go for Tallulah, but if I beat Tallulah on this account, I can't imagine going beyond that and still considering this remotely a new player guide. So I think that it'll either be after Patriot or after Tallulah that I'll give this account away to somebody. I'll probably go ask on socials if anyone has a friend that they want to get into the game, and they can just send me the email, and then I can specify the email, and they can just go hit the confirm button and then claim the account and make whatever password they want. That's how I'm going to do it. Obviously, I'm not going to sell the account or anything like that. I don't think anyone has to worry about Hypergriff coming after them or banning anyone or anything like that because, again, I think their concern is people that just try and, like, farm the beginning of the game for some 10 pulls or rolling, 1,000 accounts when a limited comes out to and then trying to sell those for, like, I don't know, $5-10 or something to people that missed out on whatever, and I think that is what they're more concerned with, or people using cheats or quitting the game and, like, selling their however many aged old account. And that's not really the goal here. I just feel like it's a waste to just have this account completely get deleted, and there's been no money spent on it, so I don't really see how Hypergriff would care that they lost out money, because that would literally not be the case if I give this away. It's just an opportunity for them to gain an additional potential customer. So that's the current plan, I think. But yeah, Liskarm was meant to be a not having to invest too much option that has kind of a long-term use case, because I can use her to battery other operators with some cool strategies. And then obviously trying to minimize how many operators I have to build overall, because I knew I was 99% going to have to build Gummy. So my long-term plan was thinking, do you really want to have 3, 4, 5 tanks? And who's a better choice than Liskarm? Honestly, if there is a better choice... Well, from the ticket that she comes on, the other choices are Red, Silence, who I think is pretty depreciated because Lumen. And you need an AoE. You could theoretically consider Silence to be AoE with the drone. But I pretty much knew I was going to build Perfumer, more than likely, unless I got a Telopsis. And... so yeah, I kind of had a pretty good idea of what I was going to do for this account from the get-go. And Liskarm fits into that quite well, even if she hasn't quite been the greatest of showcases, because there have been some instances where Kuora would have made things a little bit easier. But the other thing is speaking about the 4-star gacha, I happened to get Kuora, but there's no guarantee as to when you get her, in the same way that I still don't have a Myrtle somehow. So, yeah. So that's kind of that. We managed to get past the first section of the store here, but we're running out of time in the month, and it would be tasty to get these, but the smartest thing is still to buy out the recruitment permits, because that is what guarantees your green cert and gold cert production. So I still have to buy these first. I can't be dumb and go buy these because they're a pain in the ass to farm right now immediately, because that's not as good long term as upgrading the office to level 3 and getting the 4th recruitment slot to improve my income if 3 is insufficient. And I'm out of expedites, which is unfortunate. But buying out those permits, it's like literally you're paying to get more green and gold certs. And I think the green cert on this is maybe slightly better than break even. But the gold cert, the chance to get additional gold certs, these have a high value. Because 180 of these equals gotcha free 6-star. And our plan right now is still to directly buy a bagpipe as soon as possible with a choose your own colonel banner, or if they put her on a colonel banner. So that could happen at any time. Actually, both of these are good options to buy directly as well, and even Lapland is, if people decided to roll differently. Like if this were what we're on, if this banner were when I rolled this account, maybe I would have used gold certs just to buy Lapland and gotten a Texas right off the bat. Because man, I am like, the whole Fang thing is rough. So anyways, we're going to turn the music back on here a little bit. And we're going to go into integrated strategies on the other account. Log out.
Arknights. I hope you didn't run into any trouble.
And I am going to pray to God that I do not fuck up what I want to do with this, which is hopefully I can get a good take on this boss. Please God. Make this come out good. Because I don't even have like a perfectly hatched plan for this. I have like pretty amazing. I got a pretty good roll on these just doing this. And I didn't even know if I was going to use this run or not when I started it. But I just kind of happened to get... Oh, it doesn't even show it here. I happened to get the full mercenary squad. And that's kind of cool. But it's also what's nice about getting the full mercenary squad is that... oh, I need you official. I got you official in here too.
Go to war?
So, the cool thing about this is that I also wanted to do a Sarkaz Mercenary video. And kind of talk about who W is. Not just this specific W, but all of them. I'd mentioned that a few days ago. And I think we're actually going to use skill 3 for him. I'm not sure. Skill 1 or skill 3. Ah, the uncertainty of it all. A spot, and I don't need crews. Orchid. Ansel. I shouldn't need this, but I'm going to take it just in case. We need that. Oh wait, no, we don't need spot. We got, I guess it'll be La Pluma. That's fine. Be nice if Sculptor were at, E2. Now, we do have a shot at another boss as well. But I really don't want to fuck this up, so I have to think about it. Right, I'm probably going to put W here facing this way, skill 3, because I need the bomb. Let me actually make sure I have... Okay, I do have the right one. Strategy planning. W's going to go here facing this way, and that's so that when the two guys come out of here... Oh, he's going to be invisible. That means I literally have to use W to spot him, to use the S3, because I think I can't get a perfect proc over here. with W, but when the guys are just going around in a circle, they'll be rife for hitting S3 as much as I can to do kind of a spectacular thing, and I plan on using that in the W video. But also, I can probably do some good damage to Phantom because there's the 2 guys that spawn with him, and that gets me 3 out of 4 bombs and puts them in close proximity. But I am probably going to have to put Moving Inez here in order to spot him. Otherwise, I won't be able to get S3 on him. It'll just hit these guys, and he'll completely avoid all damage. So, we're going to have... We have another caster too, right? Or, I'm sorry, another archer, marksman? No, we have Golden Glow. Am I going to use a cruise at all? Maybe I need a cruise. This is why I'm strategizing. So Cruz is going to be here. She's going to be the first deploy. Hopefully that doesn't fuck up my footage. Hopefully she's not too good at killing them. Because I'm getting some pretty big... Maybe I'll deploy W first, and then if things go bad, I'll put a Cruz here. Or maybe I'll put W here. Like this. And Cruz facing up. And then Golden Glow's going to go here. U Official is going to go here. That's 100%. Aya here or here? Niskalter's got to go here, which is a bit unfortunate, because that means that Aya is going to be a little bit in the line of fire, but we're going to pop her S3. We're not going to use S2, and that means that we hit both of these. Hoederer is going to be here, facing this way. I'm a little worried about S3, to be honest, because there's still the... Well, we'll have Golden Glow. That'll be fine. And then I need one other blocker there. I can pretty much use anything for that. Okay, I think I have a battle plan. Wish me luck. For anyone that ends up watching this and not just seeing that whatever I edit this into. Oh my god, last check that everything is right. Because we also have playwright.
Reap not what's sown by malice. I'm listening.
Why can't everyone try to get along? 安心して。きっと大丈夫だから。
I know what better match your step.
今日はご機嫌斜めなの。ついてない。3、1、パーン。
Roar. A word I've not heard in a long, long time.
私についてきて。永遠の故郷に帰りましょう。Keep your distance.
Don't better match your step.
今回の戦術は敵を粉々に吹き飛ばす。はいはい、せかさないで。
Oh, we're like running out of units here. We gotta get Inez out of there.
Same battlefield. Different.
Now's the time to help everyone out.
She's killing them too quickly.
I wasn't. I'll plant you into the soil to grow anew. I'm listening. Nothing can mask the scent of despair.
Yeah, they're too powerful. No!
はいはい、足を上げない方がいいわ。Stay back! Deep breaths.
deprived by Emperor. Do you want to?
So I actually think that that will work, but I can only use the first skill activation on W.
Another season full of hope.
Because that was the only one. You know what? Maybe I can use the one where she hits Phantom too. I'm not sure. I prefer ones where she hits, you know, a lot more targets. But we're dealing too much raw damage. we're killing stuff with vanilla hits that I wasn't planning on. So that actually caused a little bit of problems in what I was kind of hoping for, but that's fine. I can just use W in another run or different stages. Like W, I can... Stuff that I was thinking of doing with Hoederer and U Official that didn't work will be much easier for W. So there's plenty of stuff that I don't think I'll have a problem getting some decent clips of her S3. I have no intention of having any of her other skills for the video, because that's the one that is most like her her boss ability, the countdown and whatnot, and I think that works better for how I'm thinking about that. I'll gradually gain and the area around it. I think we're gonna go with this. This is pretty good too, but defender or supporter. Oh god, we need both of them. If I have to pick one though, it's so the reason why I wanted these two is when I knew I was going to do playwright as well, and I was like, oh, that gives me another opportunity to get a different boss with Hoederer and U Official, but I'm not entirely if I flubbed this, I feel oh my god, and a rusted hammer. That would have been nice earlier. Vanguard, each Vanguard and Guard. I mean, that's definitely funny. I don't think any of that's necessary. Yeah, none of this is necessary. This is nice, though. Or not. Alright, let's hope we get Shu. Let's hope we get a defender here. Or this, you know, I could get W footage here. So this is maybe fine. Yeah, okay.
Reap not what's sown by malice.
安心してきっと大丈夫だから
Listening? I will sink your corpse into shadow. No one will find it. Spring breeze, timely rain. Now we sow the grain.
Alright.
There
Made
you
me
are.
do this.
永遠の故郷に帰りましょう
Where are we gonna put W? I could do here. Oh,
There
damn.
you are.
If you're really incapable of settling this, then let me handle it.
今日はご機嫌なのついてないわね
Don't doubt your own.
If you're
Enough.
Ah, boo, that didn't. I don't know if I could have gotten her out quickly enough. There's still opportunities. We kind of want to get bum rushed so that we can do a really good instance of that skill.
Sink your corpse into shadow. No one will find it.
But she's just doing too much goddamn damage. That's our problem. She's killing stuff with normal hits.
Volcanic soot contains lots of originium particles. Let's not stay too long.
Oh, hell yeah! We got that one!
Military victory is nothing in the face of what we're putting a stop to. This is just a nuisance we've cleared aside.
Ah, boo, we didn't get Shu. Sniper, supporter. I don't think either of those help us. I mean, alright, whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because they're going to be E1. Best I can do is sub them for... Oh, I have an additional slot.
Take these weapons.
Biggest issue here is going to be healing.
Than extra hats.
And yeah, that's going to be the biggest issue. Hopefully we get some good passive healing. Hopefully I can deploy these in a way where everything works out.
Picked out your bait yet?
Come on. We need a like this.
Volcanic soot contains lots of originium particles. Let's not stay too long.
Don't keep me waiting. I know what to do. Don't. You can't hide your fear.
Like that.
War never changes.
And we want to shoot here.
I know what to do. Don't order me around. Nothing can mask the scent of despair.
Now's the time to help everyone out.
Who died? Oh, Golden Glow?
Don't keep me waiting.
Sense deprived by Ember.
If you're real, I'll plant you into the soil to grow anew. Picked out your bait yet? Better watch your step. I wasn't so the mountains, but nothing can mask the scent of despair.
Don't worry, these particles have no place here. I'll send them away.
I will sink your corpse into shadow. No one will find it.
界のセカンド見たら
Don't doubt your range of the battlefields all
Flesh and bone bear weeds, mounds and ruins lean fields.
Oh, god damn it! It's not perfect, but man, I feel like I can use this. Dude, the way Hoederer just fucking pops Playwright. Oh god. Oh, I forgot to put you official! No! I'll still use it, but it'll be for, I can't use it for the Hoederer video, it'll have to be for the Mercenary one. Oh man. That's what happens when you're like thinking about too many things. You forget some random bullshit that you had planned. So now I gotta figure somewhere else to put Hoederer and you official against a boss together. I haven't had like a good spot for you official to go. Although I don't know, maybe Playwright's a bad boss for that anyways, because Playwright might have just one-tapped you official.
I hope you didn't run into any trouble, Doctor.
Oh man, I wasn't planning on doing anything beyond that.
Didn't run into any trouble.
But if anyone has any suggestions for what to do for Hoederer and you official, like what boss might be funny to use those two together on. The Phantom one, there's like, if I could practice the stage and get perfect timing and use the same squad every time, there's probably some things I could optimize in there, but I don't want to have to do like 20 runs of that and spend like 100 hours for like a 3-minute long, probably not even, for like a 2-minute and 30-second long meme video. So, but if I can think of a good boss stage, Tallulah is an option, but I don't like having to set up around the stage gimmicks. I'm trying to think of a boss that is a relatively simple fight that is stun immune, but maybe I'm being too picky about that. Because like Patriot's not overly complex. Skull Shatter, I just couldn't get anything interesting out of that, unfortunately. I think that we just outscale Skull Shatter too much. Like, it would work beautifully if Skull Shatter were stun immune, because then I could use you official to stun Hoederer so that he can't, so that just like instead of killing Skull Shatter, it to then hopefully have enough time to kind of semi-leak a Skull Shatter. That would be the only way that I could make that work. But unfortunately, Skull Shatter just gets stunned, and if I use it before Skull Shatter gets there, then it's like, what was the point in that at all? Right? And it just doesn't quite work, you know? It doesn't quite work. So, that is kind of the dilemma. And maybe a good source would be like this here, because there's a lot of bosses in here, like, I don't know, the Rat King, or we're probably not going to do Mudrock. That's a bit goofy. Actually, this would be a good one. So I got to plan around it, but this might actually be a good one, because this is a very... Wait, does this even have a boss on it? Where's the one? Is it only on the EX? Where's the boss? Oh, it's only on the EX stages. Really? Huh. This might be a good option, because we can definitely deploy Hoederer, like here, for instance, with a strong Vanguard setup and a U official here, for example. Wait, we can't get a U official here. Well, maybe we can. I don't know if we can. I mean, here's an option, too. But yeah, this is definitely a good candidate. Neural. Who's the boss on this? Oh, these guys. That's not going to work because there's two bosses. Mansfield. Mansfield! Oh my god, that's good. Mansfield is a good option too. No, not Who Is Real. Desola's, no. Well, Desola's... maybe. If I can think of something for that. Guide Ahead is too complicated. Lingering Echoes is way too complicated. Dorothy, no. Wait! No. Illustrator Cusano, maybe. And then... I don't think that... does this even have a boss? I think this just has enemies. Yeah. I'm pretty sure this just has enemies. Dark Knightsman War is so good. This is an option, actually. Believe it or not, Emperor's Blade is not mechanically complex. And he's immune to stun. Let me look at the tiles. Oh my god, beautiful. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful tiles that I can use. This is an option. Okay. I'm not going to try and run it right now. Like I said, we're going to be short today. I'm probably going to call it here at not even an hour. Man, I actually thought we went longer than that. I don't know if I'll be on tonight or not. I might do just a normal stream tonight. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the news and capture some footage, which I'm going to have a whole bunch of extra footage that I'm not going to use the high quality of for anything. But I do think I got probably a good 45 seconds footage for videos I want to make, which might not sound like much, but believe me, that's not trivial, because the gameplay footage, if you want to like cut something together that's tight and make like a really good actually edited video and not one of my scuffed unedited videos, then 45 seconds is actually, like, I would say, a lot for the amount of effort that I put in so far. So that's good. Would have been nice if I got you official in on the Hoederer thing on the last run, but I think actually we got a decent amount for W, and that's all that matters. So I will call it here. The last thing I'm gonna do is my little theme song that I have. It has a tail on it, and I think I'm gonna use the tail section for, like, at the end of a video. I need to make a little compilation. I need to make a compilation for where I have the theme song. And then I need to have a tail ending where it puts, like, the placards up for, like and subscribe and other videos on my channel and stuff like that. And so I think I can actually use the back half of this song that I was thinking of cutting out. It's perfect for that, because it thematically ties into the first part. It just seems like unnecessary extension that doesn't need to be there, but it's perfect for the ending of a video. So I need to cut this song into two pieces and edit a intro and an outro that I can sandwich any edited videos I do in the future into it. So here's the back half of that. That's going to be that. Well, that's actually where the end of the first half. So I think that works really well for, like, a like and subscribe portion. I just have to figure out what I want to do visually with that. I have to make a video, and then I can I can create scenes to add to the streams, and I can just edit any edited videos. And then, meanwhile, I'm going to be figuring out how the hell to use DaVinci. Alright, I'm calling it here. I will see you guys later.